Hi guys, it's Candy. Welcome back to Our Family Nest. So I thought about how long it's been since I sat down and just had a little chat with you guys just about how things are going in my life and how things are going like with my anxiety and just mental health in general. And I thought last night I was laying in bed and I was really starting to feel really anxious, and I haven't felt that way in quite a while. I feel like I've been doing a really good job and just managing how I feel about everything and just keeping organized and on top of everything. But I would say the past few weeks have felt a little bit more stressful than normal, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. But I had posted on my Instagram story, I was like, do you guys ever notice that your anxiety gets really bad right before you start your period, like when you have PMS? And oh my gosh, I woke up this morning to so many DMs, so many of you guys being like, yes, totally, all the time. And I never connected the two. I never really realized that during PMS, when your hormones are changing, that it could affect your mood in the sense of like causing anxiety as well. I understand affect your mood because I'll get like really sad or feel lonely, feel like nobody understands me. I get that when I have PMS. But in this case, it was like, I was getting ready for bed. I was so excited. Bachelorette was on. I was going to read my book afterwards, just looking forward to a relaxing evening. And all of a sudden I just felt so, I don't know why I always described anxiety as a feeling of being overwhelmed. I think it's just because when you have anxiety, your thoughts just are uncontrollable and that makes you feel overwhelmed. So anyways, it really helped me, and this is kind of funny because I was like, I think I'm gonna make a video, and I asked you guys if you wanted me to make a video talking about my anxiety, and you guys were all like, yes, you voted yes, you wanted me to make a new update video. And so I opened my phone, I opened my notepad, and I started making a list of some different things that I wanted to talk to you guys about in this video. And it really helped me deal with my anxiety. And ironically, I'm looking at my computer because any of my notes on my notepad are also on my computer. And my number one thing that I wrote down for dealing with anxiety and things that I have noticed have helped me over the past 6 months or so, because I haven't been to my therapist since, gosh, late last year, maybe November, something like that. I only went like 4 times. I don't want to get into all that backstory because I feel like hopefully you watched my other videos. If not, I'll make sure I just link them down below. I'll make a little playlist in case you want to go back and see all the stuff I went through. Anyways, at my last appointment, my therapist was basically like, well, I think we're good. Just call me if you need anything. Call me if you need to come in. And I haven't called since. So I've been kind of dealing with all this on my own and doing a pretty good job, actually. I feel like it's just ironic, or not even ironic, just odd that last night it hit me so hard. And I actually started my period 4 days early, which is really unusual for me because I'm usually like clockwork. So the past 2 months now, it started early. So I'm like, could be the beginning of menopause, so my hormones are probably a little off balance, and that could be where or why I felt a little bit more anxious last night. So I'm going to be kind of learning about that as we go here, but if you guys have any stories where with your anxiety related to your period, and then again related to menopause even, feel free to share those in the comments down below. So what else did I write? So writing lists was the number one thing that I wrote that helps when I'm dealing with my anxiety. So I just wanted to share with you guys a few things that have really over the past, let's just call it 6 months, have helped me tremendously. So I have this notepad here I got from Target. Like, I just write down all kinds of stuff. Like, here's notes from scheduling Carly's classes for college, my to-do list for the week, some pages of some stuff Ken and I are working on together. I mean, there's not a lot in here because my overly organized brain, once I'm kind of done with something, I tear it out and throw it away for the most part. So this really helps. But then also the planner that I also got from Target, and I got a new one halfway through the year. This is like a July to June one. I like because it has, here, I'll show you on a blank page here. Okay, first week in August. So I write down like appointments and things here. And then I like that it has these sections over here, like a to-do list, goals, people to call, people to email. I do not write down on here people to call. I use these sections pretty much as like a little to-do list. The email one I do is email. Oh, the call one I cross out and I write to film. I just really feel like writing things down and keeping myself organized and like on somewhat of a schedule so I know each day what to expect even out of myself, that just really helps me, I don't know, feel less anxious in the way, like my anxiety comes from I need to have stuff to do, okay? So when we were really busy, like Carly was graduating, we're planning her graduation party, like we had this time frame, and I'm just thinking like of last month, the month of June, that felt really busy. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, don't really have anything to do this month. We're not going anywhere, don't have any major things we have to get done. So that makes me feel anxious because I'm the type of person that I find like happiness and joy from feeling needed and accomplishing things. When I don't have things that I have to like cross off a list, like, oh, I did this today, I did that today, then that's when I start to feel anxious because I start to feel like lost and sort of confused about like, what is my purpose? What am I here for? That's kind of where, like lately, where my anxiousness comes from is when I don't have a lot to do. Where a lot of people probably feel more anxious when they have too much to do. I just think that it's important for me mentally is to have a purpose every day. So writing things down and scheduling things, even something as silly as let's go golfing today or let's go to the movies because Minions came out today. Like it just makes me feel good about my day and helps my anxiety. So hobbies, any kind of hobbies that I can immerse myself into. And clearly you all know that the hobby of 2022 has been reading. I think I'm on like my 40 something book for the year. Reading helps with my anxiety as well because when I read a good book, and this is sometimes why I end up not finishing books, because when I read a good book, I just let my whole soul just fall into that story. Let's talk about medications though, because I've always kept you guys up to date on what I'm doing with medications. Because when I did get COVID back in September and I went to the doctor, she prescribed me a anxiety and antidepressant prescription that I never took because I wanted to go to the therapist first and see if I could deal with what I was going through, because I felt like it was more related to like the post-COVID thing instead of thinking like all of a sudden I'm this person that needs to be on medication every single day to manage what I was going through. And I think I made the right choice with that. And then she also prescribed me Xanax to help with the anxiety, take as needed, and Ambien to help with the sleep. And I talk about that in all my videos previously. And I'm not taking any of those things right now. However, the one thing that I am doing is taking a daily CBD gummy. The CBD that I take is from this company called Equilibria. It's a women created company, women creating the CBD for other women. Let me tell you a funny story. So do you guys remember back last year when we had a personal trainer coming to our house? January to September of last year. Probably about April, May, like halfway through our training with him, all of a sudden I kept having these like little anxiety attacks or moments of panic right in the middle of our training sessions where I'd have to run and open the window to get fresh air or run outside to try to get fresh air. And I was like, what is going on? Why am I having these panic attacks in the middle of working out? So I did a little bit of research and I found where people were taking CBD in these kind of moments. And I was like, CBD, isn't that like weed? I'm so confused. I don't get it. Why why are these influencers talking about CBD in their Instagram stories? So I really had to educate myself and understand that CBD is not weed, it's not THC, two different ingredients. I should try taking the CBD before the personal trainer comes every morning and take one of these under the tongue calming melts. And it was just a low dose, 5 milligrams of CBD, and never again did I have any moments of panic when our trainer was there. So coincidence or not, I don't know, but they worked. So because that was so effective for me, I'm like, I'm gonna try some of their other products. And so that's when I got the daily gummies, and these are the pineapple dragon fruit ones. I don't know if they still sell these or not, because I think the new ones they have on their website might be red now. So maybe they're a different flavor, or maybe there's options. I'm not really sure. But I had ordered like 2 or 3 of these a couple, I don't know, maybe 3-4 months ago. So I have learned though that these are most effective if you take them daily, right along like with your daily vitamin. So I take my vitamin, I take my magnesium, I take my allergy pill, and I feel like these work really well for me. So people use CBD and like the customers of Equilibria for a lot of different reasons. Maybe you need help with stress, or you deal with a lot of discomfort daily, or maybe you have issues with getting consistent sleep. There's a lot of different reasons that people take CBD. What I really like about Equilibria is the fact that they have like a team that'll really help you with your dosing, because it's really hard to figure out. Like if you go to a website of somebody that sells CBD and you're like, oh yeah, I'll just buy this and take this every day, it could be way too high of a dose than you really need, or maybe too low of a dose and it's not working. And that's why I like any of the products with Equilibria. They're going to reach out to you, they're going to make sure that the product's working, they're going to help you with dosage and just help you develop the right routine for you. And I just thought it was super cool when they ended up reaching out to me a couple months ago. It was like, hey, do you want to work together? Do you want to sign up for our affiliate program? And just so you guys understand how that works, like this video is not sponsored. I'm not getting paid or getting anything for sharing this information with you. What they do is they set me up with a coupon code that you guys can use. It's ourfamilynest. You can get 15% off anything on their website. And how affiliate codes work with any influencer is if you order that product, then you're going to get a small percentage back of the sales of their products. So I was like, well, you know, I've never really shared with anybody before that I've taken CBD. I don't know how I feel about it. And I don't know why I was like one of these people that really just thought that I should be embarrassed that I take CBD. Obviously, I've learned that's not the case, and I was excited to be able to share with you guys a little coupon code. So if you guys have ever wanted to try out CBD, link is down in the description with the discount code and everything. I just feel like it's helped me tremendously, and personally, I'll try anything to avoid having to take prescription medications. So far lately, I haven't taken any of my prescriptions, which I feel pretty good about. Another thing that I feel like I value a lot in my life is just my friendships, because I really feel like if I didn't have my close friends, the friends that I know that I can count on no matter what, no matter if it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm just going through something and I need to text someone and say, hey, are you still up? Can you talk? You know, like, I just think about where would I be without those friends? And I feel like I would be really lost, because I have a small group of friends who I feel like know everything about me, and I know everything about them. And I think there's comfort in that. I think sometimes it's just hard for us to reach out for help when we need it. And if you don't have those friendships, work at making friendships like that. Meet people through your job, meet people through your church. You could even have close relationships like that with people in your own family. But I think the point is, at least for me, is that I realize the older I get how much I value those friendships, and I would really feel lost without a lot of the friends that I have in my life and that have really just been here with me through the worst of the worst. I think my final thought, and the one thing that I feel like I've been struggling with the very most lately, is more my relationship with food, because I do feel like while I have my anxiety under control for the most part, I haven't needed to go to my therapist. My you know, between my job and my friends and just little things that I do on a daily basis to help me feel like I have everything under control. The one thing that I feel like I lose myself in is my relationship with food. I definitely feel like there are a lot of times where I'm like just not feeling the best about myself, and I find comfort in eating. I almost find this little small moment of happiness in like eating dessert or having something chocolate, and then I always just feel worse about it afterwards. So I feel like that's like my biggest struggle here lately. It's like I'll wake up, I'll start out the day so good, work out, eat healthy, have my protein shake, the day will go on, and I'm like, oh, I really could use some ice cream. And then I eat the ice cream. I feel so happy when I'm eating it. And then for the next 10 hours, I'm beating myself up about it, feeling really bad about myself. So I definitely need to figure out how to manage that better, how to quit using food as like a source of happiness throughout the day. It's not that I'm hungry either. Like I could literally eat dinner in an hour later. I'm like, what's for dessert? Where's the cookies? Where's the ice cream? And if I don't have them in the house, Carly, let's go get ice cream. You know, it's just, that is my really biggest and only struggle here lately. And I feel like I'm just one of those people who's just struggled with my relationship with food for such a long time. I think that's definitely like my short-term goal, is to figure out how to better handle that. And I keep telling myself step one is to meal plan, and meal plan everything I'm eating out of the whole entire day, not just dinner, but I haven't been very good at that. So that is my one downfall to report and share with you guys. I think the biggest thing that I have learned so far when it comes to like dealing with anxiety is I always tell myself that I'm bigger than the anxiety. The anxiety is not bigger than me. Like I can control it, I can manage it, and it will pass. It will get better. Whatever I'm feeling in that moment is going to be short-lived. Time's going to go by, whether it's 30 seconds or 3 minutes or 3 hours, and I will be fine. Like that's literally what I tell myself. Hopefully that helps you guys. I really appreciate you listening and following along in my journey, and hopefully it just continues to get better from here. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you in the next one. If you have any questions for me, comment them down below. I had a few people on Instagram ask what I was going to be talking about in this video, and wanted to know like if they could ask questions and for this video, and I said I already had enough stuff that I wanted to share in this video. So if you guys have more questions for me, if you'd like advice on any of the stuff that I have gone through that you think can maybe help you, whatever the case may be, comment down below, or even better, follow Our Family Nest on Instagram and DM me through there, because sometimes I only get the comments from the videos if you comment like within a few days of the video posting, and then they kind of just get lost in the sea of comments. So Instagram is a more for sure way to make sure I see your message and see your question. And if there's that many, I'll make a little follow-up video. So, all right guys, thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.